Miss Fine.
Oh, Mr. Sheffield, you want to play that game? Okay. You're the boss and I'm the nanny. You give me a raise and I'll give you one.
Hi, it's David Levin for Wise Brother Media and Pop Goes the Culture, and today I have got the nanny herself on the phone, Fran Drescher. Fran, welcome to the show.
Hi, how are you?
I am great. It is so nice to talk to you.
Oh, thank you for having me. I'm thrilled to be here, and thanks for always supporting me and the Cancer Schmancer movement.
Well, the Cancer Schmancer thing is a big deal, and I know that you were a survivor yourself, aren't you?
Yes, I am. I'm a 16-year well survivor of uterine cancer, but I'll tell you, it took me 2 years and 8 doctors to get a proper diagnosis.
Really?
I got in the SERPs more times than Roy Rogers. And, you know, by the grace of God, I was still in stage 1. So I feel like I got famous, I got cancer, and I live to talk about it. So I'm talking, and as a result, hopefully, I'm changing lives, I'm saving lives, and I'm educating America on how to live a preventative lifestyle that can reduce your risk of cancer, how to take control of your body, recognize the early warning whispers of cancers that may affect you, and know the tests that are available, because sometimes they're not even on the menu at the doctor's office.
Right.
And you know, how to transform from being a patient into a medical consumer. But all this and more is going to be at my Cancer Schmancer Health Summit on October 26th here in Los Angeles at the Skirball Cultural Center. And your listeners can get tickets for that at cancerschmancer.org. That's cancer, SCHMANCER.org.
So you've taken your fame and your what you've done in your life, the nanny and all that kind of stuff, and you're sort of parlaying it to do something good, to reach out to people and teach them something new.
Exactly. And it's really important, I think, to turn lemons into lemonade and pain into purpose. And when I wrote what became the New York Times bestseller, Cancer Schmancer, I very quickly realized that what happened to me has happened to a lot of Americans.
Yes.
By means of mistreatment, misdiagnosis, and a prolonged, process of trying to even obtain a diagnosis. So I wrote Cancer Schmancer, which was a big success and continues to sell on Amazon. But I also realized that it was not the end, but just the beginning of what's become a life mission. And so out of the book came the Cancer Schmancer movement. And now people from all over have a central online website that they can go to, that they can reach me at, that they can ask questions to, that they can learn from. And it's a very wonderful exchange and communication opportunity. And at Cancer Schmancer, the cornerstone of our organization was early detection, catch it on arrival, 95% survival. And then prevention very quickly thereafter became an extremely important component to me, because we live a very toxic, stressful lifestyle, and that is up to 95% contributor to why so many people are getting cancer. 1 out of 2 men, 1 out of 3 women are anticipated to get cancer in their lifetime.
That's crazy.
The children of today, for the first time in U.S. history, are anticipated to not live as long as their parents. Babies are being born pre-polluted with 200 to 300 chemicals found in the umbilical cord, and American women's breast milk has the highest percentage of flame retardant in it. So we're slipping down a rabbit hole towards our own demise, and we're accepting it as normal, and it's anything but normal, and we actually need to stop and realize that we can control this, we can turn this around, because what we're experiencing right now is completely unsustainable. So we have to use our purchasing power to dictate new manufacturing trends. And with the education that cancerschmancer.org offers you, you will know what to buy, what to do, and how to engage your whole family. So it's a fun daily practice.
You know, it's very different from when you and I were growing up. Because I think about what was going on back then, and now when you have, excuse me, when you have, like, berries are being sprayed at an unbelievable rate. They're putting stuff into corn so that it creates its own insecticide inside the corn. We're not eating, you know, unless you're going for organic or chemical free, the stuff we eat or the stuff they put into, like you were saying earlier, flame retardants in clothes and in children's pajamas, which they made a law, which it seems, okay, you don't want the kids to, the pajamas to burst into flame, but it actually may be causing more harm in the long run.
Without question. I mean, these are all big business chemical companies that have repurposed war chemicals and convinced civilians that we need all these pesticides and herbicides and toxins, and the FDA can't even keep up with the 80,000 chemicals that we are bombarded with on a daily basis. Before a woman leaves the bathroom in the morning, she's been exposed to a cocktail of 10 to 15 toxic carcinogens, a man 8 to 10 on average. That's before you go into the kitchen and open your refrigerator door or go under the sink and open the cabinet to clean your countertop before you leave for work. The home is more toxic than living across the street from an oil refinery. We have complete control over it, and with a little education and effort, you can make your home greatly reduced in terms of toxic carcinogens, and at the same time reduce your risk of cancers for you, your family, and your pets.
Okay, so tell me about where can people get in touch with Cancer Schmancer, and when you have your seminar in Los Angeles, how people, if they're not in Los Angeles, can get a hold of seeing some of it.
Well, go to cancerschmancer.org. That's cancer, SCHMANCER.org. And you can buy your tickets there, as well as learn a whole bunch of other things, even learn how to throw your own detox your own party for you and your friends. But come to the summit on October 26th in Los Angeles at the Skirball Cultural Center. Buy your tickets online at cancerschmancer.org and meet me and meet some of my other celebrity friends that have their stories to share and learn things that you never knew before. Transform from being a patient into a medical consumer and go home with tools on how you can change your life, change your home, and engage your family with a new journey that's exciting and going to really make a difference in how we all move into this 21st century.
I love your passion. Give me something fun now. I feel like the world is coming to an end. Mankind is committing suicide.
No, not at all. This is empowering.
No, it is.
Knowledge is power. This is exciting. It's wonderful. It's marvelous. Everybody, we're all on our own journey of self-refinement. And that's what this life is all about. Everything that comes at you is another opportunity on that journey. And so, every day be mindful of trying to be the best person you can be and be kind and be compassionate and be giving and be loving and never put money over people and planet.
Okay, now I ask everybody who comes on who played an iconic part on TV, I ask them what their character is doing today. And I know a lot of people ask you if there's going to be a nanny reunion, and I know that, right now it's not in the cards, although anything can change. So what do you think Fran Fine is doing today? What's going on in her life?
I think Fran Fine, because so much of what Fran Fine was always influenced by with what was going on with Fran Drescher, I think she's become, kind of an activist, an advocate. I think that she's taken her position as Mrs. Maxwell Sheffield and used that influence for the greater good. And I think she's busy and making a difference and pushing her way into places that might be unexpected and forever the fish out of water, but with a big heart, always proving that it doesn't matter what you look like or what you sound like. It's what's in your heart that counts.
I heard you were inspired by the sound, like a warped version of The Sound of Music, when you came up with the idea for the nanny.
Well, I actually was with my girlfriend Twiggy, the one and only daughter, in London, and we were touring around the city together. She was only like 12 at the time, and all of a sudden she said, "Fran, my new shoes are hurting me." And I thought, does she want me to take her home now? And I said, honey, just step on the backs of them. And she said, "Won't that break them?" And I said, "Break them in." And I thought to myself, I could not get that out of my head. And I thought, wow, this is really a very funny, relationship, because I'm not really telling her what's good for her. I'm telling her what's good for me. And it occurred to me that I could do a series that would be a spin on The Sound of Music, only instead of Julie Andrews, I'd come to the door. And that's the one-liner that sold the nanny.
So that was, you were on, tell me about, you were on a plane with the head of CBS? Was that what it was? Can you tell me that story?
I met him on a plane. I was, heading to France. He was obviously too. And I saw this as a golden opportunity. And so I ran into the bathroom to put some makeup on and kept saying, carpe diem, because opportunity knocks constantly. But if you don't answer it, if you get in your own way, then you're going to miss something. And I didn't want to do that. So I started talking to him about how he should let me pitch ideas for a show for me, because me and Peter understand my brand of comedy better than anyone else. And, he was a captive audience, because where was he going to go? Coach? So 9.5 hours later, he said, okay, when we get back to L.A., call my office. I'll set you up with comedy development, and we'll hear what you've got. And at the time, I didn't have the story, but then when I later spent time with Twiggy and her daughter, that's when it hit me, and in the end, that's what sold.
That is amazing. Fran Drescher, you are amazing. I have enjoyed talking to you this morning so much.
Thank you so much. I appreciate your support, and thanks to all your listeners as well. Go to cancerschmancer.org and come to the Cancer Schmancer Health Summit October 26th. Get your tickets now.
Thank you. On behalf of Wise Brother Media, I thank you.